Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Namaste, and good evening. A very warm welcome to everyone who have joined this enlightening Sunday evening talk hosted by Brahma Kumari's Shanti Sarovar Retreat Center. We hope you all are doing great and staying safe. So this is a weekly series of refreshing and enlightening talks which focuses on the topics that matter to you and are conducted by every Sunday by experienced Raj Yoga speakers from India and overseas. So with this, let me introduce our today's facilitator and topic, which is meditation adding value to life. It is scientifically proved that a sure way to remain content and happy is to practice meditation. So meditation will help you to recharge your energy and set a positive tone for the day. So regular meditation can bring a lot of hidden benefits, especially if you learn how to integrate it into your daily life. So this session will include live meditation practice as well as an explanation to some underlying principles that underpin meditation. So for this, today we have a special guest from our headquarters, Mount Abu, senior meditation teacher and management trainer, Sister Suman. So let's welcome Sister Suman by waving your hand or give thumbs up in your chat box. So Sister Suman came in contact with Brahma Kumaris at the tender age of 5, along with her parents. Since her childhood, she had intense inclination towards spirituality and a deep desire to serve for betterment of the society. She obtained her bachelor's degree in electronics and communication engineering and immediately dedicated her life to Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual Organization for the cause of service to humanity. Since then, she is based in headquarters, Mount Abu. Having been trained in self-managing leadership, stress management, communication skills, living values, etc., Sister Suman is conducting such courses in various organizations, institutions, and industries in India and abroad. She has delivered many talks in television and radio on various topics at different places. She is also one of the main speakers at many national and international conferences held in Mount Abu every year. And she is an experienced teacher come guide in Raj Yoga meditation. And Sister Suman has also traveled extensively in India and abroad, inspiring many souls through sharing her spiritual experiences. So let us join her journey and get an insight on her perspective about the topic, meditation adding value to your life. So before we request Sister Suman to share her insight on this topic, let me tell you that towards the end of the topic, you all are welcome to ask questions. So put your questions in the chat box. So now over to Sister Suman.
Om Shanti. Welcome back to the session, and it's so wonderful to be meeting all of you through this Zoom meeting. And today's topic is so wonderful, meditation, adding value to our lives. Each one of our lives is so valuable, it's so invaluable. But sometimes down the line, when when our mood swings, we start, we don't value our life at all. We lose the values of life, or we underestimate our own potentials, underestimate our own capabilities, and we start to look at life on a negative tone or on a negative perspective. But life is so beautiful, isn't it? But we need to have that positive perspective all the time. There are times when there are negative incidents or circumstances or some challenges that we face in our lives and we feel low. But that's the time when we have to understand our own value. Like any currency, it doesn't loses its value. For example, like there's a paper here. Just imagine this to be a 2000 rupees note. its worth is 2000 rupees. Okay. So if I crumble that, if I do like this, would this lose its value? It still holds 2000, the value of 2000 rupees. And if I put it on the ground, make it dirty, and, always like completely crumbled, as still this holds the value of 2000 rupees. It's the same with our lives. We always have that value. We are always invaluable, but then sometimes we lose it. So we need to understand our own value in life. When if you woke up this morning with more health than illness, you are more blessed than millions who will not survive this week. COVID pandemic is going on. So many people are living body. But when we are awake, then we have to be thankful for what is happening with us. If you have never experienced danger of battle, the loneliness of imprisonment, or the pangs of starvation, you are ahead of 900 million people in this world. If you have food in the refrigerator, clothes on your back, and roof overhead and a place to sleep, you are richer than 95% of this world. If you have money in the bank, in your wallet, the spare change in a dish someplace, you are among the top 8% of the world's wealthy. You can read this if you can read this message, you are more blessed than over 2 billion people in the world who cannot read at all. So if you hold your head high with a smile on your face and are truly thankful, you are blessed, because majority can, but most do not. Right? So gratitude is the inward feeling of kindness received. Thankfulness is a natural impulse to express that feeling. So we have to be grateful always for what we have in our lives. I always say, when we look at our lives, usually, like majority of us, 80% of our lives is positive. We have blessings. We have so much in our lives. Maybe 20% challenges are there, some problems or some things are negative things are there, but 80% of our life, we are happy. So why don't we look at our 80% of happiness, but it's a pitiable thing that we just focus on the 20% of sorrow that we are experiencing in life. But when we focus on the 20%, so we are experiencing more, and the world, we can see that world is on fire. There is guilt, there is fear, there is abandonment, there is egotism, there is lack of faith, death happening, loneliness, deceit and lies, anger, uncertainty everywhere, you know. So all these negative things are there, all these weaknesses are there, but how are we amidst all these things, how are we going to focus on our positive energy, on our positive life? Because, as I said, when we believe that we are invaluable, there are inner hidden treasures in ourselves, but we forget those treasures. What are those inner treasures? Of course, when we looked at all these physical things that we are having, we have shelter, we have money, we have relationships, we have house, we have everything. All these physical things are there. Sometimes we appreciate them, sometimes we don't appreciate them. That's okay. But more important than these things are the inner treasures. When we value our inner treasures, we start to value our external treasures and the belongings that we are having. So, what are these inner treasures which are invaluable? We can explore when we reflect on our own self. Through the course of this time, maybe you might be listening to all the Sunday talks, to all these spiritual people who are enlightened. By now, you must be knowing that we are spiritual beings having this physical body, right? We are not this physical body having the inner light or soul. We are that spiritual being, the conscient point of light, the spiritual beings having this body, playing the role of whatever we are being assigned according to our capabilities, right? So when we understand our own innate self, there is a lot of treasures. So, what are those treasures when we explore? Then we can overflow those treasures outside into our actions, into our lives, into our relationships, into our professional life, and we can experience that contentment and prosperity even amidst living in this chaotic times or in this sorrowful times. It is always in an inside out approach. I hope all of you agree to this statement that it's always an inside out approach. When we squeeze an orange, you know, the orange juice comes out. If we squeeze a bitter gourd or a karela, the karela juice comes out. So whatever is inside comes out. So if there is positivity inside, so when there is pressure of situations and circumstances, the positivity comes out in my actions. If there is negativity, all in my head, so the pressure will bring out the negativity within ourselves. So we have to fill ourselves with that positivity. I wouldn't like to use that fill, but it's always there. Positivity is always there. It's our innate quality, innate or treasure. But only thing is we need to get rid of all those dirt and negativity. That's it. Then the diamond starts to sparkle. Um, so, in order to get rid of all these negativity that we saw, of course, once in a while we experience all these negative emotions that we saw through this. Sometimes we experience guilt, sometimes we experience anger, or sometimes we experience uncertainty. All these things are there. Okay, so but then how are we going to uh, overrule all these negative emotions is through understanding my own value, my own treasure. But if we make a list of those treasures, it would be a long, long, long list. But when we make it in essence, when we bring everything into essence, we can short we can cut short all those things. We can shortlist all these things into first 7 qualities or 7 virtues that we can say. It's knowledge, peace, love, bliss, purity, power, and experience and happiness. Somewhere down the line we have misunderstood all the meaning of these things. So, and that's the reason maybe we don't want to experience these qualities or these values. Meditation helps us to explore these values, these treasures. In meditation, two things are very much important. One is knowledge, and another is connection or yoga, that is called as meditation. So, before meditating, we need to understand certain things. When we meditate, what are the things that I will be experiencing? Of course, there is an ocean of things that I will be experiencing, I will be absorbing through meditation. But one of the things is these 7 values or the innate qualities of the soul. And just like a rainbow, rainbow has 7 colors. So, in the same way, these 7 values are the innate values, innate qualities of the soul. We need to bring them out. We need to understand them to bring them out. So, let us look into each one to understand them. The first thing is peace. Whenever people think of peace, they would say, okay, to experience peace, maybe I will have to go away from all the hustle bustle of this world, all the noise and responsibilities, and sit in the jungle. But here in Brahma Kumaris, we would say, amidst everything, amidst taking care of your responsibilities and duties, we can experience peace because it is our innate quality. During our routine, we can just for a minute detach ourselves and experience this peace. Why peace? Because it's like stillness. Still water runs deep. When the water is still, the earth absorbs that water. So in the same way, when my mind becomes still, not too many thoughts happening in my mind. So then I'm able to absorb the positivity of the soul, able to absorb these treasures. So, stillness of mind sometimes during the day is miraculous. It's not just beneficial, but it works miracles. We can experience that during the day, anytime during the day. Peace is being calm at the time of upheaval. When there are situations, when there are upheavals, if my mind is also up in upheaval, in a lot of stress, then I can't find the solutions to those problems or to those upheavals. A silent mind, a calm mind can bring solutions to the problems, right? So when the chaotic sound of the wasteful and negative thoughts has become quiet, you will be able to create peace all around. It's not just the outside peace, but when I have experienced peace in my mind, away from negative and waste, experiencing that positive and powerful thought, then I radiate those vibrations of peace and make that atmosphere peaceful. So, meditation will make us peaceful or explore that inner peace and bliss. Peace is the inner silence filled with bliss. It's not boring. It's not something very, we force ourselves. It's a blissful state of mind that we experience through meditation. So, to experience that state of mind, what are we supposed to do? Identification of the self as a peaceful being detached from the role of doing. We are human beings, right? We are not human doings. So, identifying myself as that point of light, a beautiful, sparkling, conscient point of being, and detaching from my role of every now and then during the day. That will recharge the soul, energize the soul, increase the immunity of the soul to face the challenges of life, to face the viruses, right? So when I experience peace, there are three things that I will be able to discern. One is what is the what is true and false in the world around you, not as judgment or condemning it, but as an insightfulness. We understand what is right and what is wrong, and what is right way to be and right thing to do in the day-to-day situations. How to take responsibility for what you think and feel at all times. So these are the three things that I understand by being peaceful. The purest form of peace is inner silence, filled with the power of truth. Peace is complete non-violence. Without silence, spiritual life is impossible. So with that silence, we explore the beauty of our minds. We explore the beauty of our emotions. The second value, the second virtue that we need to explore is love. Love, I think, has a lot of energy in it. Love makes efforts easy. मोहब्बत में सब कुछ सहज है, मेहनत नहीं लगती. When there is love, everything becomes easy. Every effort becomes easy. Love makes you free from worry and brings a natural experience of peace. Yeah, when there is love, the face blossoms. When there is love, there is a feeling of contentment. When there is love, there's a feeling of healing, fulfillment, and contentment. Right? Life without love is life without hope. When there is love, there is hope. Even few moments of love empowers the soul. We experience that love and the soul gets empowered. Love has a power to heal. When we experience that divine love from the Supreme Being, so that heals all the sorrow, that heals not only the sorrow of this birth, but of previous births. It's also because love has that power, love has that energy. It heals the whole soul. So, but there are some misconclusions about love. Love is mistaken for desire. You know, and I say, I love my soup. I love ice cream. I love, we misuse this word love very often. It's overused word, I can say. If I love this mobile, oh, I love this mobile, Even for the physical things, we use that. So it is mistaken for the desire. Love is mistaken for attachment. Love is beautiful. Uh, and there's sorrow in attachment. In love, there is no sorrow. There is happiness in love. Love is mistaken for dependency. If some person is dependent on me, they would say, okay, I love that person. So it's mistaken for dependency. Love is mistaken for identification or recognition. If I recognize myself to be a child of someone, I love that person. So that is identification, or I love my position or the post, or the society recognizes me in a way. So I love that. So that is misunderstanding love. So then what is love? Love is the action of giving, where there is a total absence of any desire for anything in return. And there is the intention to benefit the other, where there is empowerment, upliftment, and freedom. In love, there is empowerment. In love, there is upliftment. In love, there is freedom. There is no bondage in love. Love frees us from many things, but attachment binds us. So we need to understand that love. Love is that spiritual love. No, it's not about the physical love, the spiritual love from soul to soul. I am a spiritual being. This person is a spiritual being. When they have that spiritual love for each other, so then there is real happiness, real contentment. And the third uh, value or virtue that I can say is wisdom. Wisdom is the knowledge of danger, but not having fear. I know what danger. For example, we know how dangerous this coronavirus is, but I'm not having fear about that, but just having knowledge. It is a richness of experience folded inside you. There is that wisdom, there is richness of knowledge, of experience within the self. Wisdom recognizes the rightness of life, the understanding what is right and what is wrong. It is to follow your intuition once something has become clear, disregarding the illusion of doubt. So it is an intuition, understanding beyond knowledge. It's not only theoretical knowledge, but the intuition that I hold within myself. Wisdom is accumulated gradually throughout life by taking each experience, whether positive or negative, and adding their lessons to your treasures within. So meditation helps us to uh, acquire that wisdom, not only knowledge, but knowledge when we apply that knowledge in our day-to-day life, then that is transformed into wisdom. Knowledge with experience is wisdom. So, whatever knowledge that we are receiving on the path of knowledge, on the path of the spirituality, so we apply them into our lives. We start to practice. For example, when I say, okay, I consider myself to be soul and apply that, see others with that vision, with that understanding of that person being a soul. So then I do it throughout the day in between. Okay, being that being aware that this person is a soul, this one is also a soul. So then my behavior towards those people gradually start to change from negative to positive and to being powerful, right? So applying this spiritual knowledge would increase my wisdom in life. It is a balance of IQ and EQ. Wisdom makes me to balance this IQ and EQ. And the fourth quality or the virtue that we will be experiencing through meditation is purity. What is purity? Purity is that, cleanliness within, not having hidden intentions, not having any hidden motives, or any types of dishonesty towards anything, towards relationship or towards any task. So that's purity. Purity is a real beauty on our faces and light in our eyes. When the soul is pure, the energy of the soul increases. When there is impurity, the energy of the soul decreases, right? And we have to remember a lot when we are dishonest, when we are lying, when we are hiding something, when we are projecting ourselves as someone else, what we are not, right? I'm something else, but I'm trying to project myself to be something else. So there's a lot of effort in it. So being myself all the time in front of anyone and everyone needs courage. When I'm clean within, I'm okay to expose myself, right? If I have scars on my face, I wouldn't like to show my scars to anyone. So I cover it up with makeup when I come out, right? If my face is clean, I don't need any makeup, right? I don't have to cover anything. So in the same way, when the soul is tinted, so then I will have to cover up in front of people. So with meditation, we will be able to remove all those scars, heal everything, and bring up that courage to, you know, to be okay to expose myself to ourselves, expose ourselves whatever we are. It's okay, people see my scar. It's okay if people see my weaknesses. I learn by those weaknesses, right? So, purity means no waste and weaknesses. Gradually, in meditation, I start to remove those weaknesses, understanding my weaknesses, not only on a superficial level, but on a root level. If I, for example, if I'm egoistic, I understand that I'm egoistic, but that's a superficial level. What is the root cause of my ego is insecurity, right? So when I understand my insecurity, understand my fear, so then I'll be able to overcome that ego, right? So understanding my own weaknesses and meditation would help me to remove all these weaknesses. Purity is expressed as good wishes and pure feelings. You know, when pure feelings for others means having good wishes, no matter what that person is like, no matter what that person does to me, no matter how that person behaves with me. But then I always have good wishes for that person and pure feelings for that person, always having blessings. Duai dena. Keep blessing that person. Purity is the foundation of peace and happiness. When I'm pure, when I'm giving out good wishes to everyone, irrespective of what they do, then I experience peace and happiness in my life. And the fifth thing, virtue that I experience through meditation is power. When we speak of power, we speak of willpower. Of course, it's willpower, but other than that, there are many other powers also. So when I realize that I am Master Almighty Authority, the child of that Almighty Authority, so nothing is impossible. Each one of us has that limitless potential within. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they become difficult. Many times, it's not only the physical things, mountaineering or anything that we don't dare, but also in life, there are many other things also we don't dare to do because we find it's difficult to do. For example, if I'm accustomed to telling lies, I feel telling truth is difficult for me, right? To face a certain person is difficult for me. Nothing is impossible. So when I stabilize in that awareness of being a soul, so then I can face the situations in life, no matter how many people are against me. If I have faith in my conviction, so then I would definitely be able to face it. You know, as when I started my journey as a spiritual person, I had stage fear. It was whenever was to go up on the stage, hold a mic, my legs just tremble. My hands would shake. Looking at the people, I was to become very afraid. Leave alone going on the stage, but even talking to a person, elderly person, or if any guest comes, to explain the spiritual knowledge to that person also on a one-to-one basis also, it was so difficult to me because I didn't have that self-esteem. I didn't have that power within. So somebody told me, one of the senior told me, okay, don't look at that person as a VIP. That person would be a VIP for the world, right? He might be a general manager of a company or a president of a company or holding a very high position in the society. So as a young kid, about 20, 22 years old, um, so when I look at that person holding a higher position in the society, who would become afraid. How can how I'm so young, how am I going to explain the spiritual knowledge to a, wise person out there, experienced person out there? And so then that this elderly person told me, okay, don't look at that person as a VIP or having a CEO or looking at that position, but look at that person as a soul, a brotherly soul. When when I'm aware that I'm a soul, that person is also a soul, and that's the truth, right? That's the truth. That person is also a soul. So then the feeling of belongingness will be there. Then the feeling of the spiritual love and admiration and respect is there. So then it is easy to talk to that person. Might be what that person has, I don't have. What I have, that person will be having. So let me share what I have with me so that I can benefit other person. So when we are aware of our spiritual beings, it's easy to face anything, not as an ego, but as a self-esteem. We have that, we will develop that self-confidence to face it. So we have to challenge our own limits. You know, um, it is said that whatever mind conceives, body achieves. There was a time people would think in athletes to complete 1 mile, 4 minutes, complete 1 mile in 4 minutes is a big thing. So Roger Bannister breaks 4 minute mile on 6th May 1954. And in fact, the Australian John Landy, uh, having done 4 minutes, 2 seconds, 3 times, is reported to have commented, it's like a wall. To finish 1 minute, 1 mile running in 4 minutes, it's like a wall. But now people have crossed that limit also. Right? But back then in 1954, it was a big thing. So do not race against anyone, race against you. So understanding our own potentials and racing against our own self is very much important. And the next, sixth value that we need to understand and experience is happiness. So it is an ability to create thoughts that sustain energy and spirit to see things and people in a positive way. What is happiness? When we look at everything in a positive way, then we experience a state of positive mind. And that is happiness. Happiness is experienced when we have peace, when we have love, when we have power. So when we have all these things, then we have happiness. Happiness is a byproduct of all these things. Then there is happiness is a byproduct of peace. Happiness is a byproduct of love. Happiness is a byproduct of power. So when we have that, then we experience happiness. So we will have to work on those values first in order to experience happiness. Happiness is a state of fulfillment, right? So when I'm completely full, content, then there is happiness. That is the real meaning of happiness. Otherwise, there are other meanings also. When I, pull other person's leg, when other person goes down because of me, I feel happy. If I become victorious over other person, then I'm happy. So happiness based on all these things, happiness based on jealousy, happiness based on hatredness, all these are short-lived. But happiness based on values is everlasting. So we experience that everlasting happiness through understanding my innate quality of being happy. irrespective of whatever is happening around, am I able to hold on to that happiness? So you are your own master. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. No matter the other person is insulting me, is behaving in a negative way. So it is in my hand to maintain my state of mind. If I yield to those external circumstances, then I become unhappy. So if I'm strong enough, then I'm uh, then I'm I can maintain that state of mind of being happy. And the last value that we experience through meditation is bliss. Bliss is anand. All these previous six qualities has opposite. You know, happiness, unhappy; love, hatredness; peace, peacelessness; knowledge, ignorance; power, helplessness. Or all these have negative and opposites of this, but bliss doesn't have a negative word. Bliss is the ultimate happiness, which is supersensuous joy. Happiness is, when I eat good thing, tasty, then I become happy. That is experiencing happiness on the basis of my senses. If I see something very beautiful, if I go to a scenic, very beautiful ocean or a scenic beauty, if I see, I'm happy. Those are the senses, right? This bliss is beyond sense. Irrespective of wherever I am in that state of consciousness, of bliss, of anand, of param anand. This is called spiritual bliss. No? Supreme bliss is the ultimate. Bliss is not based on any sensuous happiness. It is a super sensuous joy. Bliss is experiencing the stage of Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti is being in life, but feeling that I'm liberated, completely free from all the bondages of life. So these are the seven qualities that I usually experience through meditation. And meditation is a loveful relationship with God. When I have that loveful relationship with God, so then I experience all these five. I have conversation with God, talking with someone who will always listen. God will always listen to us, right? And trust, sharing secrets with someone you can trust. And the third thing is security, giving and taking love with someone who will not exploit you. Full sense of security is there. And there's absence of fear. God does not punish us, right? It's the ocean of love. And the final thing that we have is power, the pure energy you need to renew yourself. So these are the five things that we have experienced when we have relationship with God. So meditation is the beautiful experience, loveful relationship with God. And having that loveful relationship with God, we experience all these seven values. Not only on experiencing it, but also overflowing that into my actions so that my life becomes content, and also I make others' life easy and inspire others to experience that bliss and happiness in life. So this is a beautiful journey that we will be having when we start to meditate every day. So it's not only meditating for once in a week, it's meditating every day. We don't take bath once in a week. We take bath every day. We eat every day. So in the same way, at least for a few minutes, when we meditate every day, at least for 15-20 minutes every day, it's like cleansing and empowering the soul so that I can bring the inside out. Whatever is inside, I can bring that out throughout the day in my actions, in my relationships, in my workplace, in my family life. So, Om Shanti. So now we would like to take some questions, and then later on we would end the session with the powerful meditation. So before powerful meditation, let's take some question answers and then end with powerful meditation.
Didi, can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
I am Thapa from Calcutta. While you connect with God, you expect these 7 qualities to come to you from Him.
Yes.
Now, what is the mechanism by which it happens? What's the mechanism by which these 7 qualities or 7 powers come to me from God?
It's through meditation.
No, meditation is in meditation. What happens?
It's like, a simple way of uh, where energy flows from a higher level to the lower level, right? Everything for example, water flows from upper level to the lower level because it has that gravity. So everything comes from a upper level to a lower level. So God has all those qualities, and is an ocean. He's not limited. He's unlimited. He's behad, right? So when I connect to him, his energy flows within me. Right? So this is a mechanism that happens. I'm not connecting to him physically because he is not physical.
Okay, that's okay.
Right. So he is a spiritual energy. I am the spiritual energy. I connect to him mentally with my thoughts. So when I connect to him mentally with my thoughts, then I absorb his energy. Just like, when you remember any person, you experience the feelings or emotions of that person, whatever that person is going through at that moment. So this is telepathy, right? So in the same way, when I remember God through my mind and intellect, so that energy starts to flow. So that's meditation. And through this, I experience those qualities. I hope this is clear.
Yeah. No, actually, one thing which I would like to clear is how do I know that the quality of my connections with him is okay? That I have got a good connection with him. How do I know?
When I connect, so then I start to experience that uh, bliss. I start to experience that power. Whatever I'm connecting with, like if I want to experience power, I start to experience that power. If I want to experience that bliss, I start to experience that bliss. So the state of mind gets elevated from heaviness to lightness, and we become much more happier. And it's not a overnight process. Okay, if I meditate for 15 minutes, then I expect, okay, after 15 minutes I expect myself to be very light, my state of mind should be elevated. It takes time. It depends on the intensity of meditation that we do, and also with intention that we connect, and many other factors also count a lot. So it would take time. It's not, okay, I haven't been doing meditation for years. I don't know what meditation is. And if I sit for meditation for 15 minutes, I can't expect to change all over, completely within those 15 minutes. No, it would take time. Yeah. But keep doing it, and you would definitely experience lots and lots and lots of changes. And it's like a magic. It's like a magic.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you.
Okay, there are some.
There are a few questions we got in chat box, Didi.
Yeah.
And one question is, everyone is trying to renew life from bad experiences, but past is still continuing in the present life. So how to remove past experience from the mind?
It's beautiful. The question is very nice. Of course, each one of us has negative past experiences. There's no one in this world who has only positive experiences of the past. Each one of us have, in some point, experienced something negative. So, in order to remove those negative memories, I will have to let go of that. If I don't let go of it, if I don't erase it, it's in my hands. I can't expect it to just go away like that. I will have to make some effort to do that. One is forgiving. I will have to forgive that person. Why am I holding on to that incident? Is somewhere I have experienced hurt from that. I have taken sorrow from it. So if I've taken sorrow, means I am blaming other person. It is because of that person this has happened. So this is blaming. When I blame, then I become the victim. Bechari mein, poor me. And so I start to become victim. And being a victim, having a victim conscious is so relieving. Bechari mein, poor me. It's such a relieving. So, but then we have to change this consciousness. Uh, there previously we would say, okay, I'm right, but that person was wrong. And that's why this happened. No. Whatever has happened in my life is because of my karmic connections. Nothing happens without a reason. Maybe in my previous births, I have done something wrong. So nothing happened. We have to firmly believe in this. And this is the truth. So when I believe in that, then I take the blame all over myself. It is because of me this has happened. So when I take the blame, then I start to forgive that person. And second thing is compassion. No matter what, whatever that person has done, have compassion. Have some mercy on that person. It's okay. I have the companionship of God. Bhagwan mera sati hai. So when I have the companionship and heal myself and give that love irrespective of what that person has done. So see how it works, and you will it's easy for you to get rid of your painful past. Right? So if we don't get rid of that painful past, we can't move ahead just like walking. If my leg is stuck somewhere, can you unmute yourself, Vasanta? Vasanta, can you unmute yourself? If your leg is stuck somewhere, so then you can't free yourself. If you can't move yourself unless and until you free yourself. So if my mind is stuck in the past, I can't move ahead. So we will have to forgive and forget, have compassion, have love for everyone.
Very nicely said, Didi. How to forgive and forget and have compassion for others will actually remove the past from our mind. Thank you so much for this answer. And we have other questions also. So another question is, how do we feel happy and peaceful without any reason?
Without any reason, okay? Do you want any reason to be happy? Uh, um, Happiness, just it's an innate quality of the soul. Bringing smile on the face, you don't need a reason. Just smile and you experience that happiness. Happiness is an innate quality of the soul. When I say, okay, I want a reason to be happy, that's dangerous. If you don't have any reason, then you can't be happy. If I get a raise in my salary, I'll be happy. If not, I'm unhappy. If something good happens in my life, then I'll be happy. If something, okay, every day, um, it can't be extraordinary. Some many days are ordinary, but my thinking process has to be positive, right? Just think of how invaluable you are. What are the things that you have got in your life that other people don't have? How lucky you are, how fortunate you are to be having so many things. Simple things like, we underestimate things. For simple things like, I can see through my eyes. It's a miracle. I can understand the importance of my eyes when I lose my eyesight, right? I can understand the importance of my hand when I lose my hand, right? So these simple things in our lives, which is a boon, which is a blessing. I can walk, I can talk, I can work, I can listen. You know, I have shelter. I have little enough money for myself. These are the blessings in life. So think of those blessings in life and be happy always, right? Don't cry when looking at other person's shoes. Be happy that you have two legs, right?
Very well said, Didi. We have another question, which is how to get rid of heavy while doing meditation.
How to get rid of?
Heaviness in the mind, or I think overthinking during meditation or while meditating.
Okay. Uh, while meditating, you don't overthink. Okay. Meditation is a process where you stop all these wasteful thinking. Heaviness happens when you are thinking too much. Meditation is a process when you start to realize and reflect on your own self and the speed of your thoughts reduce. When there are negative and waste thoughts, the speed of the thoughts is very fast. Positive thoughts, speed is very less. When we start to create those positive thoughts, gradually the speed reduces. So when the speed reduces, there's no overthinking, right? So we have to realize it's not only during meditation, but throughout the day also. Why am I overthinking? When I'm worrying, then there's overthinking. When I have fear, there is overthinking. When I have these negative emotions, then there is overthinking, right? So when I'm overthinking, just, you have to realize, okay, this is a reason because of which I'm overthinking. Realize, understand the root cause of that overthinking. So when I understand, then experience the opposite of it. If, for example, if I'm overthinking because of fear, I have to go and submit something, some project or something that I'm very afraid of it, or I'm having that excitement. So then there's overthinking, oh, whether it will go well or not. Oh, then so many thoughts are going on. So for a moment, just experience, sit in silence, stabilize in that consciousness of being a peaceful being, and think that everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. You know, radiate those positive vibrations and have the self confidence. Everything will be okay. Everything will be wonderful. Everything will be fine. You know, so develop that soul consciousness and self awareness and self confidence. So that we have to work on that, understanding the root cause of that overthinking, and then it will be easy for you to meditate.
Yes, Didi, actually, I practice this in my daily life. Whenever I overthink or I get waste thoughts, I just tell myself everything is okay, I'm okay, and everything is okay. So this really works for me. Thank
Om,
you. And
Om Shanti.
we have
Om
someone
Shanti.
here at Spotlight. Okay. Yes, brother, you can ask question.
Om Shanti. Sister, normally in throughout the day, very less time conscious awareness. Most of the time, unconsciously we will think and speak. Na? To reduce, to create more awareness, conscious awareness. Please tell me one idea, and how to know that mind is good, better, best. How to identify ourselves, because we are reading positive information and we are doing the meditation. All these doing we have to come to know exactly our mind is always best or better, good. Even this one also, please guide us, sister. Thank you.
Mind is always good, when I start to think positively, we feel good about it. The way you understand your feeling. When you're feeling good about it, then your mind is good. You're having positive thoughts. If your feeling is not so good, sometimes we feel low, sometimes we feel, sluggish, and we feel, then we have to raise the level of our thoughts and feelings and think something positive and powerful and spiritual. So then that is a method to raise yourself from that heaviness or raise yourself from that negativity or waste. That's one of the ways to understand the mind. Mind is always positive, but just look at your thoughts. What are the thoughts that you're creating? And when we look at our thoughts, okay, what am I creating? So then channelize that, or from positivity, from negativity to positivity, ways towards positivity. So then you can channelize and experience that energy of our thoughts. And the second thing that I think, if I've understood your question, I think how to focus during meditation. That was a question.
Yes, yes. Conscious awareness. Sister. Most of the times, unconsciously we will think and speak throughout the day. To reduce that, we have to increase that conscious awareness. We want to be desirous, but we unfortunately sometimes it is difficult.
Yes. So then you have to be aware of the now. When I'm constantly be aware of the now and in between, okay, if I'm not able to be conscious of now, so at least in between during the day, checking our thoughts, okay, once in a hour, like one for half a minute in an hour, in 1 hour, in 60 minutes, for half a minute, I'm going to check my mind, So if I do that exercise, so when I check my mind, then I'm aware what am I thinking. So then we can channelize. So being constantly aware between, okay, we fizzle out, we, go out of track. But if I practice for some days, once in an hour for half a minute or 15 seconds, just being aware what am I thinking, just checking on it. Just like, students, when the teachers are around, students behave well. When the teachers go away, students are naughty. So mind is also like that. And just being aware, okay, what am I thinking? Can I change the direction? Doing again and again. So then we'll be able to be aware.
Sister, how to shift the consciousness from body conscious to soul conscious?
Do it. Just doing it, just creating the thought that I am a peaceful being. That is soul consciousness. Body consciousness is, okay, I'm a female, my name is Suman, I'm doing this. Thinking about the whatever is connected with my body. So that is body consciousness, right? Soul consciousness is thinking about the point. I'm an eternal point of light, conscient point, a peaceful being, powerful being. Thinking about the soul, that is called soul consciousness. Thinking about the body is body consciousness. So change your thinking, your consciousness is shifted. It's simple. It's not difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. Sister, we have another question, which is it okay or should I use with or without commentary while meditation? And should I open my eyes and see the video with commentary, or should I completely focus on the video during meditation?
It's up to you. For starters, if you're starting to learn meditation, then we would say, okay, you can listen to the commentary to get some support. You can look at the video of the commentary and experience that. So that will be a support system for you to start to meditate. But later on, we would never recommend you to be continuing with the commentary, with the support, with the video. No. You have to be independent of everything, independent of the circumstances also. If you say, okay, if I can only sit in a room where no one is there, with red light on, with the commentary on, only then I can meditate. That is dependency. Okay. So later on, you have to be independent and of all these things, no matter if you are in a busy marketplace, if you are in a local train or a local bus, completely packed with people around, even then, will you be able to meditate? If you're taking a walk in the marketplace, can you meditate? That's a challenge. You should be able to do that because Raj Yoga doesn't teach you Sannyas Yoga, Hatha Yoga. No. Raj Yoga teaches you Karma Yoga. You know, do meditation even while doing your karma. You can't sit in one place for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours in a day, right? Okay, for a half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, you can sit and meditate. But throughout the day, that means throughout the day you won't be able to connect with God. That should not be the reason, right? Throughout the day, also, you should be able to connect to God, irrespective of whatever you are doing. So that's the reason we recommend you to keep your eyes open while you meditate so that it becomes easy for you to do karma yoga. If you close your eyes, you will be accustomed to do meditation only by closing your eyes. If you keep your eyes open, it will be easy for you to do karma yoga. And secondly, it's easier to concentrate with open eyes than with closed eyes. With closed eyes, you'll be able to concentrate only for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, not for a long period of time. Mind wanders with closed eyes because as soon as you close your eyes, mind moves out of this room. With open eyes, the mind would stay within this room. So we would always suggest you to have your eyes open, but not completely open, but half open, just like any yogis you have seen. You must have seen Mahavir, or Mahatma Buddha, or Guru Nanak Ji's eyes when they are meditating, right? It's half open. It's like as though you are seeing but not seeing. You're completely focused on here.
So Didi, thank you so much for your answers. And we'll take a last question now. How can one be happy if a tragedy happens in the family?
Understand the reason. Okay, tragedy has happened, but then that's part of life, no? It's a part of life. We can't be eternally together. Some people will go early, people will go out late. We are on a journey. On the train journey, some co-passengers will come up in some station and they have to get down in the nearby stations. So whenever the time comes, we will have to go apart. We can't be eternally together, right? So some people go early, some people go later. So we have to just accept it as it is. Nothing is in our hands. This nature is powerful. This drama is powerful. So whatever time we wait together, cherish those moments instead of just being sorrowful, being sad of why, asking this question, why did this happen? Why did this person go away? Instead of that, just cherish those beautiful moments that you were together with that person. Be thankful for having that person in your life for whatever time that person was with you. Being thankful for everything that you have, at least for that period of time that person was with you, right? So just accepting that, in front of God and in front of this drama, in front of this nature, we souls are nothing. Nothing is in our hands. We just have to go with the flow. Just accept it. If I want to be happy, I will have to accept the situations around me. If I can change it, we can change. If I can't change those situations, the wisest thing that we can do is just accept them as they are and be grateful for whatever we have got in our lives.
Okay, Didi, thank you so much. So now can we have a mini meditation practice?
So, okay, let's for a few minutes do some meditation. is just a taste of meditation that we will be tasting, but we will have to do that every day. I request you to keep your back straight, eyes open, half open, and use two powers that we have: power of our mind, power of our intellect. Through our minds, we are creating positive thoughts. Through our intellects, we are visualizing whatever we are thinking. So these two things go together. And along with that, the third thing that we have to experience is feel it. Creating positive thoughts, visualizing it, picturizing it. Create a beautiful picture of whatever you're thinking and then feel it. Not just, blank, but feel that energy. Feel those words. Feel those virtues, whatever you're visualizing. Detach your mind and intellect from the surroundings and all other sounds around, and try to focus your mind in the middle of your forehead. On the screen of your mind, see a sparkling star shining beautifully. I am that sparkling star. I am that conscious being. My innate quality is peace. Peace is my natural nature. I am a peaceful being. Feel that peace within. The coolness, the stillness. Like a cold water. This peace is powerful, which makes me powerful, strong. I'm also a loveful being. My innate quality is love. I have the spiritual love towards each and every soul. When I have these thoughts of peace and love, I'm so happy and light. This is the inner wisdom that I hold on to. And I maintain that self-respect. Irrespective of what others say, do, or see in me, I feel that I, the soul, is invaluable. With all these values and virtues, my treasure store is full with these qualities because I am child of that Almighty Authority who is the source of all these qualities. God is my companion. He's there with me always. I'm secure in His company. I know nothing can happen, nothing bad can happen to me when He is with me. I'm safe and secure, completely merged in God's love. Whatever the soul needs, I'm taking it from the Supreme Being, my Father, because I have the right to all His treasures. I inherit His qualities. I'm the heir soul. I'm the worthy child, receiving all His powers, qualities, knowledge, without asking for it. Naturally, I'm receiving all of those things. When I recognize this, I feel that I am invaluable. Not as an ego, but as a self-esteem, self-respect. I am complete, full and content because whatever I want, I get it from up above and flow that energy into the world. I receive from God and radiate out into the world. I give to each and every one that I come across. Through my words, actions, and mind, I'm giving positive energy into this world to make this place a better place to live in. Om Shanti.
Shanti sister. Thank you so much, Didi, for this wonderful, powerful meditation commentary. I think the pointers you gave in the sessions, in this session, are very helpful for experiencing the essence of 7 virtues in the meditation. And thank you so much, Didi, for this impactful, engaging, yet powerful session on meditation. And we got many positive comments in the chat box too. So I'm sure all the participants have benefited from this talk and can easily use these resources in your day-to-day life. So we would like to thank Sister for this wonderful talk, and thank you everyone for being connected with us regularly for the sessions. And it is great to have you all.
Thanks
And
a lot. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.
It was very nice seeing you all.
Yeah. And lastly, I would like to let you know that you can subscribe to our Shanti Sarod Hyderabad YouTube channel to watch the old session recordings as well as to keep an update on the future sessions. So we will keep connecting in these refreshing Sunday evening talks. So we will meet you again next Sunday evening with a new topic. So until then, wish you all great week ahead and stay safe. Om Shanti.